Let's adjust our store and our components. If we have a look at our store, the action types, we don't have to adjust that much. I still want to be able to add a place and to delete a place. Selecting and deselecting, I won't need that anymore. We could still leave it here and implement an approach which uses these actions, but I'll use a different approach. So add place and delete place are the two remaining action types. Therefore, I'll go to my places.js file and remove the deselect and select place action creators. I'll also remove the imports of select place and deselect place from there. Now, I will edit the action creators later a little bit because I need to do something, but for now I'll leave it as it is. In index.js, where I bundle all exports, I of course no longer export select and deselect place. In the places reducer, I no longer import deselect and select place because we don't need that. And I can also remove the cases here. Select and deselect, we no longer get these actions, so we can remove that. So with that, the reducer is a bit leaner. Now let's add some functionality to share place.js to actually be able to share a place. And there we already got our place input.js file, right? Where we already have an input where we can click add and get a place. And why don't we continue to use that? It has all we need for now. So in share place, I'm going to import that component. And I'm not registering this as a component for my navigation because I'm not loading it as a screen. I'm embedding it into a screen, just as we did before. So I'll import place input from my components folder, place input. And now I'll simply add this here. So I'll add place input like that. Now, obviously, the place input component needs me to implement something because there eventually I will trigger this onPlaceAdded property, which I probably should set on this component therefore, to be able to react to a new place being added. So for that, I need to go to share place and listen to onPlaceAdded. So that's this property I just had a look at. And there I will get the place name as an argument. And I of course want to handle this in a way to then dispatch an action which is handled by Redux. For that, we need to connect the share place screen to Redux with the connect middleware. We connected the component to Redux already in the register component part, but that's only one half of it. We also need to connect it here. So I'll import connect from React Redux and do what we always did. So here I will simply wrap my export with the result of the connect function call, and then create a new const which is map dispatch to props. There I get the dispatch function as an argument, and as you learned it before or in another course, we return a JavaScript object, and in that object I want to bind something which I can then use on props, so maybe on add place, which is a function where we will actually receive the place name, and then call dispatch. And now I need to import my action creator, so something from, and now let me reach out to store actions and there to the index.js file where I export all my action creator exports, and there I will import the add place action creator. Now with that imported, let's dispatch the result of add place being executed, and we should pass the place name to add place. So this now would allow us to dispatch this action and hopefully add a new place to our store. For that, I need to pass map dispatch to props to connect though. We also could pass map state to props to it, but I don't need that here, so I will just pass null instead, and then the second argument is map dispatch to props. So now we should be able to dispatch something to the store. On my find place component, I want to be able to render all my places. Conveniently, we already got this place list component here, which uses a flat list. So I'm going to reuse that. So I simply need to pass my places to it. So what I'll do in find place is I'll also import connect from React Redux because I need to get the places from my Redux store. Then at the bottom, I'll add map state to props because I need to get something from my Redux state and map it to props of this component. Return my mapping object here. And there I expect to get my places, which I get from state, places, places. Same as before, first places reaches out to my places here in the root reducer, and then inside my places reducer, I'm reaching out to this places array. So this is what I'm doing here too, reaching out to the places. And with that, I can now use my custom component. So let me quickly import place list from, and now let's simply go to components, not place detail, but place list. Here import the place list. I'm going to render this here. So place list expects to get a prop, which is places, I guess. Let me quickly check. Yeah, places. And this should be the places I just fetched. So I'm going to go back here and send down this props places. Now, of course, I need to connect this. So I'll execute connect down there and wrap find place screen with the result of that call. And there I will pass map state to props as an argument. I don't pass map dispatch to props because I don't need that yet. So with that, we got find places set up here. We pass it down to the list. We got share places. We're not doing anything on place added here though right now. And one thing I noticed in the reducer, we of course can get rid of the selected place here in the initial state. Just a minor thing, wouldn't have been super horrible to leave it there. We can also get rid of it when deleting a place, but we also don't need it anymore. But back to share place, we need to connect the onPlace added method. So here I'll add a method to the share place screen, which is the place added handler. There I will get the place name because place input actually emits this name when onPlace added is triggered. So I get the name here. And in the body of this method here, I will execute this props on place added. So excuse me, on add place. So this prop down there, on add place, and pass on the place name. So with that, the functionality to add places should be finished. Here we're able to fetch a slice of our state and pass it down to place list to render a list of places. We're not handling a touch on a single place item, but this should all work. So make sure to save all files. And here I get an error. Oh, makes sense. In share place, of course, I should hook this up. So onPlace added should execute onPlace added handler. So now make sure to save this, go back and reload your applications if needed. Now let's log in. And I'm getting the error that no store was found. The reason for this is in app.js, I'm importing provider from Redux. I need to import this from React Redux. So let's save this, reload this app, log in again, looks better. Now let's share a new place here. Click in there and type Munich and click add. Let's see under find places if that worked. Here is Munich. Let's now also add San Francisco, and we can work on the visuals of all of that later. So let's add San Francisco. Here's San Francisco. Let's try the same on Android. Let's share a place. So let's add Munich here. Close the keyboard and go back. And I added it twice because I clicked twice. Let's add it once here to prove that it only is added once. So this is working. Now what's not working is clicking on the items. We get an error then because we're not handling on item selected. That's something I'll do in the next lecture.